If I look at these pictures from Silverstone, I remember the pressure I felt to go out there and perform, knowing that it was my one chance to show what I was capable of. My name is Susie Wolff and I'm the Managing Director of the F1 Academy. I was incredibly lucky that my parents never made me think I was doing something unusual for a girl. My elder brother raced, and in my opinion, anything he could do, I could do. And let's not forget, when you're driving, you're wearing a helmet. Nobody actually sees the driver, so your gender is irrelevant. What matters the most is performance. I started racing at club level at the age of 8. By the age of 18, I was ranked 15th in the World Championships. And that gave me a really good platform for moving on into single-seater racing. From progressing into single-seaters, I made it all the way to Formula One as a test driver with Williams Racing. I was first and foremost a development driver. I did a lot of the work in their simulator back at the factory. I did all the aerodynamical tests, and then I started taking part in the rookie tests, and then I became test driver. And one of the opportunities was taking part in the first free practice session at the British Grand Prix. That was a huge moment for me, one that came with huge pressure, but also huge opportunity. And it was hugely challenging because I had literally 11 laps, 2 runs on one old set of tyres, one new set of tyres, and I wasn't in the car every weekend, so I was jumping in knowing that first and foremost, there's no way there was any chance I could crash or damage the car, because I had to hand it back to Valtteri Bottas in one piece. But secondly, for my own performance, I wanted to be as quick as I could be to show that I was capable of driving at that level. I remember the first thing I did when I woke up on the Friday morning was check what the weather was like, because obviously it was going to make a big difference if I was driving in the wet or the dry, and I very much wanted to have a dry session. There was definitely nerves, but also I do remember though when I got into the car and there was just a sea of journalists at the front of the garage all waiting to picture me in the car. The interesting thing, when I got in the car, that's the moment I loved the most because it all went calm. It was just me with kind of earpiece to my engineer, and the minute the car started, I knew exactly what was expected of me. I'd done it so many times in the simulator. I definitely remember getting to Maggots Beckett's, which is the fastest part of Silverstone, and those that have driven the track will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's definitely one where you have to really have belief on the downforce of the car because it's just a small lift. When people ask me, well, can a woman drive a Formula One car? I drove it, and I did a race distance here in Barcelona, 78 laps. So anyone that says that a woman isn't physically capable, I've done it. I know that we're physically capable, and I know what the journey is every step of the way. Motorsport is one of the very few sports in the world that isn't segregated. Men compete with women. We've just never seen many women competing in the sport. If you want to become a racing driver, the first thing you have to do is start in karting. If you've never been karting before, go to an indoor karting centre. Understand near where you live, where are the indoor karting centres, where are the local karting tracks. There will be a community of racers probably near where you live, but starting in karting, it's where I started, it's where every Formula One driver now started. When you've reached national or international level of karting and are performing well, you then make the transition into single-seater racing. And the single-seater pyramid, it's really simple. Formula 4, which is the cars F1 Academy uses, then Formula 3, Formula 2 and Formula 1. For me, it was hugely important for F1 Academy to race alongside F1 because that's where we can get the exposure and that's where we can have the impact for people to see what's possible, because sometimes in life you need to see it to believe it. F1 Academy is a Formula 4 championship only for female drivers because we give huge financial aid and nurture the talent so that the female drivers can go on to progression further up the sport. Participation of women in motorsport has never gone above 5%. So our challenge at F1 Academy is to increase participation, increase the talent pool so that we hope more drivers progress up through the ladder into Formula One. In F1 Academy, we have 5 of the very top junior teams who also have teams competing in Formula 3 and Formula 2. So these teams are nurturing our drivers and getting them ready for their progression up the ladder. Because we have the 10 Formula 1 teams as partners in F1 Academy, it means each Formula 1 team has nominated a female driver in F1 Academy, and they also support that driver on her journey up through the different levels of the sport. F1 Academy doesn't exist just to get a woman into Formula 1. I think we're not a moment, we're a movement, and we want to increase participation, increase the talent pool, and make sure that we have more women entering our sport. Would I love to see a woman racing in Formula 1? Of course I would. And I'm not a very patient person in the best of days, so it can't happen soon enough, but change takes time. But by increasing the talent pool that's out there racing, I'm pretty sure that we'll see a woman in Formula 1. I can't tell you exactly when, but I hope ASAP. At F1 Academy, we don't just exist to help nurture female racing drivers. We want as much off-track success as we do on-track, and that's about opening up the whole ecosystem of the sport. Under our Discover Your Drive program, we have a career internship program. We have lots of other initiatives running that are helping to try and provide opportunity. I'm at the beginning of my journey with F1 Academy. I'm incredibly ambitious, and we've got a lot of things coming, so please watch this space.